Hello everyone, welcome back to Danganronpa. Last time we're still on the trial. We figured out a few things though. Hifumi really wasn't dead at one point. He's dead now, but at one point we figured out that he was the one who moved Taka and himself to the repository and murdered Taka. And then in the end, we're getting very closer to edging on who our the true murderer of this case is, which basically is the one who killed Hifumi. Yeah. So yeah, let's see how this ends now. See who is pulling the strings.
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. And the debates up till now, the way the case is unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Let's take this all the way from the beginning, boys. The one who could have done it is Celeste.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot! Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
Yes.
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you.
And thanks to your mouth, we know what happened.
Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is that? Hifumi? Counting the suspicious individual.
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
I'm gonna throw. Hey, Byakuya, would you like to come over here real quick?
Sorry. As he
Like,
said,
Makoto
only
always, like,
Celeste
hides a
and
knife in, like,
Hifumi
his
ever
pocket.
laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
she let out a blood-curdling scream.
And when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste was wrong. That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him. The strange costume man. He ran up as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Unga! Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then why don't we split into two groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well. Then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will lead the capture of the suspicious individual to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
Celeste like screaming out into the ocean and all the whales here.
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom.
Oh my god!
Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
Indeed.
Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Shut up!
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must be really enjoying this, enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Put it
Then
together.
pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the 4 of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Gotcha! Said this comment doesn't make sense, but what is he alluding to? It's definitely not Monokuma file number 3. Fuck.
All I said was... They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
You gotta take it apart, man!
All I said was... They must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be... We are all going to die here. We are going to die. Just like...
No, it's wrong!
No, it's wrong!
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that...
What kind of idiot would say
none
that?
of us told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Shut up, whore!
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on. And then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit.
Wow, that's true. There's another way.
Plus, I happen to know that this particular
You could
camera
say
does not have a timer.
You could say that, you know, yeah, if it was the case, then Hifumi would have had him grab. But why would Hifumi have grabbed like that if Hifumi would have just, like, dragged him away? Or, like, pushed him down?
In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything
There's
I told you
there's
was
many
a lie,
possibilities.
how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only possibility is Hifumi is dragging the suspect away.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Suspects can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect. Is that really possible? Oh. Final class. Final argument song. I think it's the robot. Okay, depending. It's not Yasuhiro's message.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out!
Is it the
Then you just
blueprints?
draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly
I like the little
upright.
purple noises, what they are saying.
If the person inside the suit was unconscious,
Which they were.
there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
That's the costume
Fortune-telling
or...
idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
I was a little confused on this, because I kept thinking... Because, like, it was either blueprints or... fucking... costume. So, like... yeah. I had to, like...
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry-
You tried to make me look
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up.
No, that's wrong.
No, it's wrong!
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
Totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Oh, shit.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
I love how Makoto's hair just like starts spiking, including his ahogi.
Well then, I
Why is
suppose
this
this
on-
is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey, Fumi, who was it who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right, I remember their name. Yasu Hiro. Yasu Hiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
Why are you speaking like a
He
doll?
said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
The e-handbooks.
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us.
Oh, that's
How
true.
did he refer to each of us?
He said people's last names.
I got it!
I got it!
That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example.
He specifically said Mr. Naegi,
So
didn't he?
if Hifumi did mean to
Or
say
purposely
Hiro's
more so.
name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say?
To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine. Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Sis just still won't give up, so then I had to do something to make her accept it. Never mind, that's not the last argument one. Is it Spotless Hammer?
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is...
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
I love how it's upside down.
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
Oh.
That's the only truth there is! Moron!
Hifumi he wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person...
It would have to be you, Celeste.
How many times? 9?
Celestia Ludenberg, god!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I love when Master yells at people.
It's the truth.
And since you have no way to contradict me,
No, that's wrong. That's it! The handbook!
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to the high school life, so don't lose it. Whenever you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, so now your everyday notebook has so many more uses than that!
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Just tell us about the murder you committed.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because I'm telling
Because?
you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
Alright, let's do this. Look at fucking Fumi's ridiculous face. No. This is the time one, right? I think it would be a Fumi. Just in case, I'll see which one. I'll do the ones that I have a clear time. I think this is the clock. This is him. That's that. Him looking at his pocket watch. And jeez, fucking crazy. Yes, Hifumi killing one of the better characters in the game. Kind of why I didn't hang out with him much, not gonna lie. I only like hanged out with him once, but like I knew he was gonna die around this point, which is sad because I actually liked his character a lot. So this being Justice Hammer 4 that killed him. Alright, yeah. Yeah, Justice Hammer 2 was used. And then Justice Hammer 3. Yeah. What's that? This being that. I think this is Hifumi looking at each other. Let's see. Yeah. Him, that, hero holding his head, killer holding the camera. Watch. Justice Hammer 4, Justice Hammer 2, really Justice Hammer 3. Hifumi pushing the dolly. Really never found him.
The killer is you! Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
So
Hifumi.
ridiculous.
With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room.
Why did it have to be Taka?
And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2, and an injured Hifumi, to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds. That the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap, and started looking for the suspect based on that. But... while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Oh, look at the roses.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
Leon! I'll just take a quick photo of that. There we go.
I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words?
They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor.
I'm your private instructor!
I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no.
Oh shit.
Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Oh.
Keiko?
Taiko? No, Taiko. So Taiko.
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
And with that, chapter 3 is done. Oh, this chapter just drags on. Especially in the trial where they decided to just drag on the worst part. Ugh. Thank God it's over.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
There goes Celeste.
It's basically a formality at this point. But once again, you're totally correct. The Blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
Voila.
I guess now that she won't fucking rock that one voice, I guess that's the end of the Borat Celeste. Starting here on now, take your photos, everyone. Take your clips. Alright, here we go.
I lost. Well, that sucks. Alright. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying.
My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then...
Then did you use, you know...
I knew you figured it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone's is still left. I'll avoid mentioning by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into.
Does she mean... Is she talking about alter ego?
Why were you saying out loud?
Oh shit!
Say what?
What? What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop. As usual. How sad.
In other words...
Then you're the one that stole it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with.
Right again. Last night after we had our meeting about how he disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit. His room is... yeah...
Oh, what are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you. Alone. Or...
Wait, no, it's not over yet.
It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
are you okay with
It was Taka. He stole it.
What?
So then,
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera. I'm the only other character that has blue lines. I'd taken you know what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Fumio Coast.
Damnation!
Nerd. So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
You're correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
What?
as for me,
Please, forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh.
He did?
As for me,
He came to my room last night announced, and then it's even hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime, an absolute crime. I mean, I knew he got a little crazy, but I never imagined he would go that far.
It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was.
I'm about to say something I've never heard before in my life. I'm about to drop the M-bomb. This like drops and the entire school blows up.
Completely unforgivable!
I'm going to kill him. I'm going to fucking kill him.
most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Huh?
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean...
Taka is going to try to kill you.
What?
indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself.
That bastard! Bastard!
Honestly,
Can we allow him continue with these? Can we allow him continue with these barbaric acts? That's supposed to be a 2 in there.
Absolutely not! How could I? She...
I swear, I will save her!
actually,
Then would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen. It's an escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love. Even a love as twisted as that can still drive people mad, it would seem.
You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt too. All I asked him was to make some to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place. So anyway,
So why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Well, Hero, I think it's obvious why.
because you're stupid.
That's it!
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity passed my every expectation. Life has been tough on your parents, though.
I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you're explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead?
What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that? Assuming you'd had actually let him live.
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. I did his part and pretended to be dead. Once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd be seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it.
It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical.
I just matched the lie to the love of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up like a 5th-course meal. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
So in the end,
So you had planned to kill him all along.
But of course, there would have been no point in my plan if one who pretended to be dead and it did not end up dead himself. How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I did it. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like Beck!
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. He's a sadist. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money. It's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape.
But
But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
Obviously, that was a lie!
Hey,
I couldn't take it! I hated it from day one! More than anyone else in here!
you little bitch.
I wanted to get out! Every day was fresh torture! And you wanna know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I have a dream! And accepted a life here would have been nothing less than giving up on my dream forever!
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that! In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all that for all that dream
And what was this dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
to live in a European castle.
A castle!
And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers / bodyguards.
It looks like Byakuya kissing her shoe.
I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of dedicants.
This is
The
fine.
decadence. Dedicateds. Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about! Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that a dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind, thanks to you fuckers. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor, bitch. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own needs. I feel nothing. I feel empty. My soul has left my body. Someone help, please.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Is it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. Plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to unlie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. That conscious deceives the unconscious.
And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. Stab me. Poke a hole in my ass. Who knows? But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come out as Marie Antoinette.
That person was also executed. Hey, you just get executed again. Celeste smiled then, and then when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie, and that weak fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You all done? Okay, let's get rolling. The black can disturb the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
There goes Celestia Ludenberg, or Taiko Yasuhiro. Ugh, I get to stretch, dude. Oh my god. Next execution. Let's see if I'm recording it. Yes. Sorry if you didn't. If there was like a stop. That's usually what happens when I go back to check things. It's kind of awkward. The burning of the Versailles witch. Oh god. Dude, I was on this game for like 3 hours today. Holy cow. About to be like maybe 4. I started at I think 3. So yeah, 4 hours. Yeah. That's what we're gonna be reaching out. But there'll be more, because we'll likely get Chapter 4 done this week, too, if I decide to play tomorrow. And the fire truck. And there she goes. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also can't die, and at one point, I consider her a friend too. Psych! Fuck that bitch. And for him to just come along and...
Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
Why do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down, one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided.
Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key-type object from Celeste?
Hey, hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh. How exciting.
Oh man, oh jeez, oh man, oh jeez, what do you mean? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it.
What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
Woohoo, see ya.
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although, it wasn't all disappeared. There's one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but... What's that key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
What? Then that means...
Celeste probably hidden in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Well, it wouldn't even matter, because, like, if we were to figure it out even before then, no one would, like, she wouldn't admit to it. She was, like it was pointed out, she was going to use alter ego to get to her escape.
Indeed.
Good idea.
Now one character is going to get a little... concerned. Or two, actually.
We left the car room and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Well, aside from that,
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too!
What?
You? Please let me go! Let me go! Staying here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Becca.
well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo,
I'm going to go to the dining hall, okay? Maybe jerk off.
So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone.
I tried to forget what Hina said, but I kept that in mind. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we? Yeah!
So then...
We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the keys Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw...
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's safe. Thank goodness. I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. Even though she was likely showing her emotions in that one free time event.
I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last of the file soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a while longer.
So, now we can officially say that the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school? Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However...
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know? That just makes me even more worried!
What?
Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared and we didn't see you again! Without warning, without explanation, when you do that...
Indeed.
It's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No! I believe in you!
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me! I want you to believe in me too! Because we're friends! I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then...
That's fine.
Fine. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. Ever since the second chapter. You see... What I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well... almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when I did, I went into action. Yeah, however, should we continue? Fuck it, let's continue. We will end off when we actually pass the third chapter.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back. She said it was in the way of the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? Why go in the boys' bathroom? What the fuck, you pervert? Alright. Let's check it. It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about. Could it really be hidden in here? If you can tell, there's like a little door frame in there. Fun fact, you could check this entire place out in the second chapter on your own. And you would see this door frame. However, you would not be able to check it out, I think. I think they wanted you to save it for the ending of chapter 3. She said it was way in the back of the storage closet. But I mean, seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet. And suddenly, as if I were being yanked in. Kashunk! At the same time, as I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. Ba-bump! I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out, the back of the wall was like a revolving door, and I made my way to the other side, just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom on the second floor, there's a storage closet, and way in the back of that closet, there's a secret room. So this is a secret room! But what's in here? Let's find out. It's just another desk with no drawers. Let's check out this. There's a bunch of files and what looked like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy student registry? This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand, but before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file, and I turned my attention to it. What's this? You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I could understand if it said, like, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. Oh my god, my penis is getting sucked by a ghost! It's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? Oh shit. A strange sound rang out through my head. It felt like it was my shaking my brain back and forth. And then darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. Ow. Apparently, something hit me, and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head proved that much, at least. An empty bookshelf. Huh? Empty. Gone. It's all gone! The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone? What does this mean? What does it all mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. Before now, I should go back to my room, get some rest. My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back toward my room. Somehow, I made it back to the first floor of the school. Yeah. The farther I walked, the more I felt things are getting blurry. Can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that, as if from a vast distance, I heard a sound. It was faint, but undeniable. That sound, it's coming from the gym? As I desperately hauled my shaky frame toward the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. Crack! Tika! Gagunk! Backyah! What's going on? There can't be nothing here in the gym?
Well, let's check it out.
I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside me now only intensified that much more. Kacha! Bakyu! Hagagia! Heya! Hiya! Pachin! Bakya! Da-da-dun! Sha-sha-sha-sha!
Oh, whoa.
Before me, there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I can't stop staring. I forgot to move, or even breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
The deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay. But you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then could it be the Mesmud spy is...
Oh, shit. And with that, Chapter 3. We lose 3 people this chapter.
Yeah.
You see the Super Rope of Justice present. And I think with that, we're going to end it off. Yeah, overall, that's what the next chapter awaits us. Generally speaking, this next chapter is probably my personal favorite in this game. I know a lot of people love Chapter 5 and Chapter 6, but yeah, Chapter 4 is generally my personal favorite, mainly because of what happens in it. It's very interesting. So yeah, overall, thank you so much for coming by, boys. Peace, peeps.